Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, an unfortunate event occurred during the NFL game between the Detroit Lions and Tampa Bay Buccaneers outside during the tailgate party. The Lions played at home and fans gather as they usually do outside of the stadium, where some go in the stadium to watch the game while others rather stay outside and tailgate where they can barbecue, bring their own alcohol, and enjoy themselves without spending a whole bunch of money for a ticket. Now the only problem with that is usually it's not that much supervision outside by the tailgate parties, and a lot of times you have fans where they may be fans of one team and you have fans of the other team where they have alcohol in their system, some act rowdy, and then fights tend to break out. Now it's unclear whether the two parties in this situation was of opposing teams, whether they was rooting for the Buccaneers and one was rooting for the Lions. However, we do know that a dispute happened, which led to two people losing their life and the gunman being in custody. Now first and foremost, for somebody to lose their life due to gun violence while they're attending an NFL game is type crazy. And I'm sure probably moving forward, they're going to take a little more safety precautions because you know that they're not supposed to have weapons anywhere near the stadium. So the fact that this took place, I don't know if the family probably could have a lawsuit or what may happen, but it's still unfortunate no matter how you cut it. We have groups of people getting into fights all the time, but to take it a step further and somebody lose their life due to gun violence while attending the NFL game, that's just a whole nother level. So we're going to get into everything that transpired at the game because it's a lot of details that's been left out. While doing research on the situation, we come to the realization that actually the news that we've been told by the media is wrong. A video have dropped and it showed us exactly what happened, and although we can't play the video because it's a little too gory for YouTube and their guidelines, I'm going to leave a link pinned in the comments below where you can see the moments leading up to the two guys losing their life due to gun violence. Now it's unfortunate because one of the two guys actually lost his life and he had nothing to do with what was going on. He was actually just trying to break everything up, but he ended up getting caught in the crossfire and losing his life as well. The mainstream media told us that a fight transpired, and when a guy was squaring up to fight, somebody pulled out a weapon and ultimately shot him. But the video will show that that's not what happened. So before we go over what the video showed us, we're going to get into an article from the mainstream media and see what they're saying, and then we're going to talk about it and then compare it to the video that we have. Before we get into all that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now, an Emerson article describing the incident that took place at the Lions game will go on to say, quote, "A shooting broke out at a tailgate party after Sunday's Detroit Lions game that left 2 people deceased and 1 suspect in custody. On Sunday, September 15th at about 4:30 p.m., shots rang out at Eastern Market near Ford Field, where thousands had come to watch the Detroit Lions play and hang out at the popular gathering spot afterward. The fight broke out at Shed 6 on Rialto Street in Eastern Market, where fans gathered for home games and dispersed within a few minutes. Shortly after, they reconvened a few feet away from where the initial fight started," the chief continued. "The two fighters put up their hands like they were about to fight each other. One of the people in the fight, a male from Oak Park, pulls out a gun and shoots at least twice. The person who was going to fight the suspect was fatally shot," White said. "A second victim was shot and rushed to the hospital. That victim died on Monday, September 16th, 2024. Officers were already at the stadium and the surrounding area responded immediately." Now, he said investigators are looking into whether the victims and suspect knew each other. Authorities have not yet publicly identified the suspect or the 2 victims, but have said the suspect is in his 30s and is licensed to carry a firearm. It is unclear what started the argument. White says his department often sees gunfights break out at large events, such as carnivals and social gatherings among people carrying weapons who don't know how to end an argument before it spirals out of control. No charges have been announced. Police are continuing to investigate. Now here's where it gets tricky. They're saying that the guy that actually fired the shots is licensed to carry. So I guess they checked him when everything happened. I don't know if they arrested him immediately, but they was on the scene immediately once the shots rang out, and they are saying that he did have a license to carry. So it was a fight that broke out. He's licensed to carry, and I'm assuming that they're probably going to say that it was self-defense. However, the video that just came out says a different story. I can't play the whole video due to YouTube and their guidelines, so we're going to play up until the part where the shots were fired. Y'all check this out. Now, if you want the whole video, I'll leave a link pinned in the comments to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _, where we left a link so you guys could check it out there. Now, if you did see the video, you would know that what the media is telling us is two different things. For one, he didn't put his hands up like they was both about to fight. What happened was the guy that had the black shirt, he came back over there after the dispute and everything transpired. It looked like he retrieved the firearm. Then when he went back to approach the guys that he was arguing with, he had the firearm in his hand, he cocked it, and then he began talking. It's when he started talking, somebody from the side view just ended up shooting him point blank range in his head. Now, lesson number one, they always say never bring out your firearm unless you're ready to use it. What happened was his first mistake was he took the firearm, he approached a group of people, he cocked it, and then he began talking. So I don't know if he noticed his surroundings or people around him, but 9 times out of 10, nobody's gonna let you sit there, cock a weapon in their face and wait for you to actually strike. It was a heated moment. Everybody was going back and forth. It was a lot of commotion. So I guess whoever shot him took it upon themselves to strike first, because it was one of those situations where you either kill or be killed. Now, some people may feel that it was self-defense. Some people may feel that it wasn't, being that somebody shot him from a blind spot. But once again, if somebody cocks a weapon in your face, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to wait for them to use it, because it could be your life that was lost in the blink of an eye. So moral of the story, it wasn't a situation where they was putting their hands up and the guy just shot him. That's not what it was. He had a gun in his hand. He went to talk to the guys. He had it in his hand and cocked it. And somebody, I guess, whether they was affiliated with the guys he approached or not, they struck and shot him first. Now, another false thing the media told us was that it was 2 shots that was fired, but if you watch the video, you could only hear 1 shot going off. But here's what actually may have happened. The second person that was shot, he was shot with the same bullet that unalived the first one. Now, it sounds crazy, but if you watch the video, the guy that had the Lions jersey on, it don't seem like he was with the guy in the black shirt, but instead, he was an innocent bystander who was just sitting there trying to break everything up. When the guy in the black got shot, whether it was in his head or his face, the bullet may have went through him and hit the other guy, ultimately unaliving him as well. Now, once again, I told y'all it was only 1 shot that went off, it wasn't 2. So that's my interpretation of the whole thing. I feel that maybe whatever shot that they did on the first guy, it went through him and struck the other guy, and that's how both of them ended up losing their life. That was very unfortunate. And it's also crazy because in situations like this, where you have alcohol, you have guys arguing, and you have guns in the mix, it's never a positive end result. Pride gets involved, and then you're not really thinking how you would normally think because you are intoxicated. So with all that in the mix, it's a recipe for disaster. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.